Hi, my name is Bailey Lane, and here is my sportography. I was raised in a town called Armada, which is about 40 minutes north of Detroit. Growing up, I played soccer and hockey, but hockey was my main sport. I did play soccer in my town growing up, just not, travel soccer. My main sport, like I said, was hockey, so I played travel hockey throughout the Metro Detroit area. I went on to start my collegiate career at Wayne State University and played for their women's hockey team for a year, and then I transferred to a Division III school in Superior, Wisconsin. My main influence growing up to play sports and be active was my big brother Brett. Here's a picture of us in our soccer uniforms. We played soccer on the same time. I played because my big brother played. I started playing hockey. Brett did not play hockey, my older brother did not play hockey, but I played because the Detroit Red Wings at the time, it was around 97, 98, and they were winning the Stanley Cup, so that kind of intrigued me, and I was like, Mom, I want to play hockey, and she's like, okay. So growing up, I always wanted to be everything my big brother was. I wanted to do things that boys did. So playing hockey, I felt like I was one of the boys because it was kind of a tough sport, so I felt like I fit in. And I did play with the boys for my first 2 years of playing hockey. Then I played girls hockey when I was, I believe I started at 9 years old. And then I started learning how to do more like girly things. So I realized that, you can be a girl and still play tough sports. So it was kind of a thing in my head as a girl growing up. It was something I sort of struggled with, kind of figuring out where I fit in and, what kind of girl was I supposed to be. I remember at school and at recess and in gym and stuff, growing up when I was under 12 years old, I was always trying to figure out like, oh, well, my friends that are girls like to sit on the sidelines, but I like to be in there and playing. So it was kind of something, like I said, I struggled with. But after I turned, after about 12 years old, I figured it out more. We were in middle school then, and we didn't have recess as much, and gym, you were forced to participate, otherwise you didn't, get a grade. So, that kind of changed in a sense, but I also realized growing up in Armada, I never really fit in as well as I did on my travel hockey teams with the girls that also struggled to fit in their schools. So the parental influence I had growing up was both my mother and my father. Here's a picture of me and my dad after one of my college games. My mom just wasn't in the picture, but they were both equally involved, never, let me quit. I remember one time playing boys hockey when I was only 8 years old. I didn't want to go to my game because the game or practice before or something, my coach was like screaming at me, and it was something very traumatic for me as a young kid, having my coach scream at me for making a mistake. And I really did not, I just wanted to quit. I remember sitting in my bed crying. I did not want to go, and my parents did not let me quit. They said, you know what, Bailey, we paid for this, you're going. And they always just, throughout my whole career, I struggled with a lot of things, as an athlete, and they were always there, always let me make my own decisions, and always supported me in those decisions, whether they thought they were right or wrong. My sports influences, so they have impacted my life a lot. I started my collegiate career at Wayne State, like I said, and that was not the best experience for me. That's why I transferred to Wisconsin Superior. I realized then that you really need to find a coach that believes in not just you as a player, but believes in every single one of their players. And I didn't feel like that's how things ran at, with the Wayne State coach. And I also realized, I told myself as an 18-year-old at that time, if you don't have a coach that plays or that believes in you, it's not fun. And you only have, as a female at that time, you only had 4 years of collegiate hockey, and then that's it. You're done. Your competitive days are over. And I really was a firm believer in that, and so I said, bye Wayne State, and I went and found a coach that I believed in, that believed in me, that believed in every single one of my teammates, and it was a great experience, and I'm very happy that I made that decision. And at Wayne State, even though I had a coach that we didn't see eye to eye, it still taught me how to kind of fend for myself and don't get down, because I was a great person and a great athlete, and I did give 110% all the time, and that just because you don't see eye to eye with somebody, or you don't believe in each other, doesn't mean you still can't treat each other with respect. And I kind of take that in other aspects of my life, whether it be professors or bosses at work or family members, stuff like that. So I am very thankful for the influences that my collegiate career has given me. My sports future. Here's a picture of me, my two little cousins, my godson in the middle, and my little big brother Bryce. He's my little brother, but he's bigger than me. You know, Growing up being an athlete, the game of hockey has given me so much, and I know that if people have any kind of passion for any sport growing up, that it's really it teaches you a lot. And so my future in sports, I really hope that I can influence the love of having a love for a sport and pass it on to my little cousins here in the middle. On top of coaching youth sports, I would like to get back into that, and then just being able to promote youth sports. I believe that it's really important to start at the youth age, because teaching kids how to love a game for the game and letting them allow the game to teach them about life is very important.